Hello everyone, welcome to 3D Experience World 2021. Very exciting. This session, we're going to share the exciting new release of DraftSight 2021. As you may know, DraftSight has been in the market for over 10 years. Thank you for your interest and business, and thank you for using DraftSight. And we just celebrated the 10-year anniversary last year. And this year, we are bringing the new exciting 2021 release. So we have a lot of ground to cover. Let's dive in. Here with me is Ron, who is the development manager of DraftSight, who has been with DraftSight for over 10 years as well. And my name is Oboe. I'm the product manager of DraftSight. Ron and I will be monitoring the questions very closely. So as we move along, if you have any questions and comments, please feel free to type them in. Okay? First, for those of us who may not be familiar with DraftSight yet, let's take a look at what DraftSight is actually. DraftSight is a very professional and affordable 2D drafting and 3D design software application that is being used by millions of users worldwide. Actually used by millions of users worldwide. So you can feel free to visit DraftSight.com, very easy to remember, DraftSight.com, to find out the compelling stories of Mac design, of superheat, or you can visit third-party independent review sites such as TrustRadius, as I'm showing on the right of the screen here, with hundreds of real-life actual experiences shared by hundreds of users, and the numbers are still counting. So feel free to look into the real-life stories on this independent review site, and you may notice most of them highly recommend DraftSight. Okay, so now let's talk about DraftSight 2021 release. This release features two main themes as guided by you, our users. We listen to customer feedback very closely, and at a high level, this release helps us with two major initiatives. One, we want to help you ease the transition from AutoCAD to DraftSight. As we know, AutoCAD has been around for dozens of years, and it's a very successful product with millions of users worldwide. We believe DraftSight is a very competitive and affordable and professional 2D drafting and 3D design application as a very viable alternative to AutoCAD. We also know transition is hard, so let's take a look how we are helping you with your transition from AutoCAD to DraftSight. The other theme is we want to help you accelerate complex, large workflows. So we'll take a look at the details in a second. Okay, so first theme, ease the transition from AutoCAD to DraftSight. We know any transition involves high-level several areas. First is people, the people's knowledge, their skill sets, and so on. So DraftSight is doing a very good job there by providing a very familiar interface to 2D AutoCAD users. You'll feel at home when you are using DraftSight, especially if you are an AutoCAD user. So the user interface, the workflows, even the command lines are very familiar to you. And by the way, if you know AutoCAD commands already, you can feel free to type in the same AutoCAD command, and DraftSight automatically converts that into DraftSight commands. You don't have even to relearn anything, okay? Same AutoCAD commands. That's one, from the people's perspective. The second perspective is processes. We know you have existing processes in your enterprise, in your business workflows to follow. Lisp, such as AutoLisp, such as Visual LISP, are an important part of the processes. So that's why in DraftSight 2021, we're excited to announce that we'll be supporting Visual LISP from AutoCAD to DraftSight. You can run Visual LISP directly. That's very exciting. And the second one is we want to help you support associative patterns similar to AutoCAD as well. As you may know, some of you are very familiar with the associative patterns of AutoCAD. Now with DraftSight 2021, you can do very similar things. And another example is to support the legacy PDF drawing. As we discussed, any transition involves people, processes, and data, right? Data means your legacy DWG files, DXF files, and also a lot of legacy PDF 2D drawings. So we get that. And with the DraftSight 2021 release, even if you have output the DWG files into 2D PDF, we can help you convert that into recognizable and editable DWG in DraftSight. Very exciting. So at a high level, we are taking care of people, processes, and data. Okay, let's take a look at the examples. This is an example of supporting Visual LISP. Okay, you can see here, we are just selecting the Visual LISP, and now we can type in the command name. There are two commands. One is to show the info, to show you what the Visual LISP is doing, and then you can type in the actual command. You can see now the dumbbell geometry have been created, okay, automatically. And you can drag the circles, the relationship has been maintained, and then if you modify the circle on one side, the diameter of the circle on the other side updates automatically to stay in sync. So this is simple Lisp routine. And we understand that you have created a lot of Lisp routines in your processes to run your workflows. And I'm very excited to share that DraftSight 2021 will be supporting Visual Lisp as well. The thing is, we heard from some other customers who highly recommend DraftSight, but they do say, hey, if you want to run Visual Lisps, I recommend you to keep several seats of AutoCAD because DraftSight doesn't support Visual Lisp. Now it's not true anymore. DraftSight 2021 will be starting to support Visual Lisp. That's a major gap filled with this new release. So to summarize, you can directly load the AutoLisp or Visual Lisp routines just like file open. It will save a lot of time by running the automatic routines directly. You don't have to manually edit the Lisp at all. And then you can avoid recreating the legacy Visual Lisp files or AutoLisp files. As you may know, AutoLisp has been supported in DraftSight for a lot of years already. Okay, the next example is to help you with associative patterns, which is a very similar command in AutoCAD. So now we can do this in DraftSight. Let's take a look. So here we have an office space with a computer desk. And now you can see, make sure you check the associative checkbox and the command. And now you can define the number of instances and of rows and columns. This is a pattern. You can select the entire pattern. You can adjust the spacing and adjust the number of instances per row and number of instances vertically or horizontally, and you can cut them down as well. So now we are scaling back, and then you can increase them on one column as well, and you can also adjust the spacing just in case the pattern is overflowing, is overlapping with some other geometries. Okay, so you can drag the anchor of the entire pattern to relocate the pattern, and you can increase it even diagonally to increase both the instances on the columns and the rows. And of course, you can cut it down. Okay. So this is a quick snapshot of the associated pattern in 2D. It's also supported in 3D as well. This is a typical frame design of a house, for example. You can type in the number of instances and you can drag the graphical handle directly. So it's very straightforward. It's buttery user experience. It's very straightforward. You don't have to dive into the dialog at all. You can manipulate the pattern directly in the graphics area. And if drag and drop is not providing you the desirable results, you can also type in the accurate number of instances or the spacing to make accurate patterns as well. So to summarize, this is a Another example to support your daily workflow. Associative patterns first, you can drag and drop the graphical grips to adjust the number of instances, number of instances in the row and columns, and even 3D as well. And you can adjust the location of the pattern and the spacing. Very straightforward, buttery user experience. And you can double click the entire pattern to edit. So now the entire pattern contains multiple instances. You can edit the pattern together rather than individual instances. And you can also type in accurate spacing on instances. Okay, so this is a very sleek user experience with the 21 release. Another example, as we discussed, we want to support legacy data as well. As you may know, DraftSight support DWG file very well. DraftSight actually saved the DWG all the way back to R12. R12, that is almost 30 years ago, okay? That's how solid, how long we have been supporting the DWG files, okay? Now, you may have some DWG files converted into PDF already, or you may receive read-only PDF files from somebody else originated from their DWG. So we understand there's a need for you to make some quick and easy changes in DraftSight by editing the lines and curves in those drawings. So in 21, we'll be able to import the PDF drawings and convert them into editable DWG. Let's take a look. So here you can see I have a PDF drawing, and this is very complex plan design. And also you may have the PDF layers supported, originated from the original DWG file. Now you can see you can import the PDF. All the sheets has been presented on the preview dialog, and you can adjust the options as well. Say, I want to use the layers, use the PDF layers as I showed just a moment ago, and there you go. All the PDF sheets will be created, converted, and recognized, reused in DWG format in DraftSight. And you can see, verify that PDF layers have been supported, carried over as well. Now you can explode the entire converted block into individual lines and curves and circles, and feel free to make quick and easy changes and save it back to DWG. Now, what about a lot of PDF drawings? We also support the automation of batch processing, a lot of PDFs. See, this is a long list of PDF. You can select them all, select a destination where you want to put all the converted DWG files. There you go. It runs the entire thing for you, and you can go to sleep, take a bite or have a cup of coffee, and let the software do the job for you. So this is another productivity tools to support your legacy data in DraftSight. Now to summarize, this is the enhancement to import, recognize, and reuse PDF drawings. First, you can save a lot of time and effort in recreating those drawings. You don't have to do it anymore. The software recognizes the PDF vector and convert them into editable lines and curves and circles, okay? And you can convert one or multiple drawings altogether. We can reuse the PDF layers if available as well, but I do want to mention one thing, that the PDF in its nature has different varieties, right? Some of the PDF have the drawings converted from the DWG file originally, and that's why we can recognize them and help you reuse them. But some of the PDF has scanned images of the drawing. Images won't be able to be recognized this way. The raster images can be used, however, as a background image, or you can relocate them, put them as an underlay, scale them up and down. You can still use it as a background image, but it won't be recognized as lines and curves to be edited, okay? And also, keep in mind, in its nature, when a DWG was originally converted into 2D PDF, a lot of DWG intelligence, data intelligence has been lost, right? So the 2D PDF itself is suffering a lot of data loss there. So when you convert, again, the 2D PDF to DWG in DraftSight, you may not have all the intelligence in the original DWGs, okay? So just keep that in mind, and still, the conversion can do its job and make the drawing editable lines and curves, although it may lose a lot of the original DWG intelligence, okay? Just to want to manage the expectation, okay? So these are the examples of the first theme. We want to help you ease the transition from AutoCAD to DraftSight from three perspectives: people, process, and data, okay? Now, let's take a look at another theme. Before we dive into the details, let's take a look at the drawing at the bottom of the screen. This is one professional drawing of an office complex, okay? This is one sheet right now, but in real life, we all know that a complex, large projects involve a lot of drawings, a lot of sheets. Actually, there could be rows of drawings, piles of drawings, boxes of drawings. What you see on the screen on the right is actually only a conceptual design of an airport terminal. Okay, this was a team effort of about dozen engineers, designers in online collaboration for about 2 months. And you think about the amount of drawings. And by the way, this is not actual construction yet, just a preliminary design. This is how heavy the number of sheets, number of drawings, number of team members are involved. So naturally, there are all kinds of challenges thrown at us, okay? Too many sheets, too many drawings to manage, too many members to collaborate, how to track the latest revision, how do I clean up the drawing before printing, how do I avoid accidental edits. So that brings us to the second theme, which is to accelerate the complex workflows for you in real life, okay? There are several examples here. First, we want to help you manage a large, massive number of sheets, okay? And then second theme is we want to help you manage data online and help you collaborate with others online. If anything we can learn from the past year, 2020, we understand the importance of online collaboration, online communication, right? So 2020 definitely taught us that. So let's see how DraftSight can help you with online collaboration and data management as well. And another example is to help you map the DraftSight local attributes with the lifecycle attributes, because in large and complex projects, we want to put them into a lifecycle perspective and manage them in the organized fashion, okay? So these are three examples. Let's take a look. So first, about the massive amount of sheets, and we're excited to share with you that DraftSight 2021 will be releasing the Sheet Set Manager new enhancement, as you can see on the right of the screen, okay? Sheet Set Manager is very similar to what you used before with AutoCAD, and you can clean up the drawing, apply the properties before printing. So this is a very powerful productivity tool to prepare a larger number of drawings for printing, and it can collect the sheets automatically from multiple drawings. Remember, in one drawing, in one DWG, of course, you can see the multiple sheets, but outside of the DWG file, if you are looking at multiple DWG files, or if you're managing the DWG files in the data management system or PLM system, you don't necessarily have visibility into the individual sheets into the DWG files. So the Sheet Set Manager is a very powerful tool to collect all the sheets, not just one file, one DWG, but from multiple DWG files. Collect all the sheets so that you can organize them any way you want. You can create a subset, you can apply properties from the top level, very powerful. And best of all, you don't have to open the individual sheets or individual files to apply the properties globally, to apply the print settings globally. And that's very powerful, because if you have hundreds of sheets to manage, opening and applying those properties one by one will be very time consuming, frustrating, tiring, and error prone, right? So the Sheet Set Manager can help you apply those properties globally without opening those sheets. That's very powerful. And of course, you can insert and update tables of content of all the sheets automatically. So that provides you a very professional, organized sheets for you to print, okay? So that's Sheet Set Manager, very similar to AutoCAD Sheet Set Manager. I'm glad we're catching up here. And then another example is about online collaboration. We all understand that online collaboration is very important, and I'm excited to share with you that DraftSight has been connected to the 3D Experience platform so that you can manage a large amount of drawings, search for them, organize them very easily on the 3D Experience platform. So for example, you can search for DWG and you can identify the drawings quickly and you open it. And then here we can see the references of the drawings such as title block, tolerances block are maintained with the connected version of DraftSight to the 3D Experience platform. Here on the task pane integrated into the DraftSight directly, very familiar interface, you have all the lifecycle commands such as reserve and reserve, replace by revision, and save a new revision, and so on. Okay, so for this one, you can see I can click on the drawing and say I reserve it so that I can avoid accidental changes by anybody else. And once I'm done, I can check it in. So I'm editing this drawing. I can save it and save it as a new revision, bump it up. And then again, everything is integrated into the DraftSight window directly. So you don't have to go anywhere. Directly within the DraftSight, you can manage the life cycle maturity stages as well. Okay. You can check out the properties and access the drawing information. It's applicable to both 2D drawings and 3D DWG in DraftSight as well. Okay. Now, another powerful thing is because the 3D Experience widgets have been integrated into the DraftSight window already, you can manage, perform tasks directly using the powerful roles and apps on the 3D Experience platform. So for example, this one is a project planner helping you manage tasks across multiple team members. Again, this is well integrated into the familiar interface of DraftSight for you to manage data online and collaborate online. Let's quickly summarize the integration with 3D Experience platform. First of all, you can search for a drawing quickly, you can reserve for exclusive edits to avoid accidental changes, overriding other changes, and you can control revisions, you can manage mature stages, and perform project tasks, all integrated into the DraftSight familiar interface. Okay? And we talk about properties and attributes. We understand this is very important because drawing is not just about the lines and curves, the geometries on the graphics window, right? Drawings also involves heavy metadata. There's properties, the values, that drives a lot of key decisions, okay? Let's take a look how we can link the 3D Experience DraftSight to the platform and manage the metadata on the platform. So this is a kitchen remodeling projects. And you can see I can check out the properties of this drawing on the platform, okay? And then I can also open the drawing directly with the connected version of DraftSight, 3D Experience DraftSight. And now I'm reserving this drawing for my local edits. I can edit properties locally, and this local property can be mapped like I'm showing on screen here to the platform attributes. Now, let me make some changes on the platform and populate the platform attribute changes to the local drawings with the connection between DraftSight and 3D Experience platform. Okay, now let's look into the local drawing. This is the current property. Okay, now let's open the revision from platform. You see the project number has been updated and the property has been updated, the lead time and the state. And for revision, it should be a one-way mapping, right? From the platform to the local property. Now I can load a revision from the platform. Notice the local drawing revision has been updated from B1 to C1. So this is the property mapping. Let me summarize. So first of all, you can map the local drawing attributes values against the central platform attributes. And you can modify the attributes locally and upload them to the platform or vice versa. And you can also choose whether you want the bidirectional mapping updates or you want a unidirectional mapping, one-way mapping, such as the revision mapping from the platform to local drawings. Okay, so this is another example of helping you with the large and complex workflows. So to summarize, DraftSight 2021 features two main themes. Again, first, we want to help you ease the transition from AutoCAD to DraftSight. And also, we want to help you accelerate the large and complex project and workflows. So with that, I thank you for your attention. Thank you for using DraftSight and joining this session. Type in the questions and feel free to ask any question. Ram and I will be monitoring the questions and answering them very quickly.